The Zarathi Council convened in their crystalline chamber, as they had for the past 800 millennia. Their empire stretched across 47 galaxies, unopposed and absolute. They had long ago forgotten the primitive species they had exterminated on that unremarkable blue world orbiting an average yellow star. But the universe had not forgotten. Admiral Chen materialized, her fleet at the edge of Zarathi space with the precision of a surgeon's scalpel. 3,000 ships, each one a masterpiece of engineering that would have seemed like magic to her ancient ancestors. Behind her stretched a civilization that had spent 800,000 years preparing for this single moment. The Zarathi detected them immediately. How could they not? Humanity wanted to be seen. Unknown vessels, you have violated Zarathi territorial space. Identify yourselves or be destroyed. The transmission crackled through the void. Chen smiled, a cold expression that carried the weight of countless generations. We are humanity. You may not remember us, but we remember you. On the Zarathi flagship, Commander Threll's sensory appendages quivered with confusion. Humanity? The word triggered something in the ancient archives buried deep within their historical databases. A memory flickered to life. A species cleansed during the Great Expansion, primitive bipeds who had barely achieved faster-than-light travel. Impossible, Threll hissed. We sterilized your world. We watched your sun collapse. We left nothing. You left everything that mattered, Chen replied. You left our determination, our memory, our rage. The truth was both simpler and more complex than the Zarathi could comprehend. When Earth died, 17 colony ships had been scattered across the distant reaches of space, carrying fewer than 50,000 souls. They were all that remained of 8 billion human beings. Those survivors had made a choice. They could rebuild their species in hiding, forgetting the past and embracing whatever future the universe offered. Or they could remember. They could cultivate their anger like a garden, passing it down through 10,000 generations, letting it fuel them, drive them, define them. They chose memory. For 800,000 years, humanity had grown in the shadows between galaxies. They had learned patience unknown to shorter-lived species. They had mastered technologies the Zarathi had never imagined, born from a desperation that had crystallized into purpose. Each human child was taught the story of Earth's last day. Each generation added to the long plan of return. The Zarathi, meanwhile, had stagnated. When you are the apex predator, evolution stops. When no one challenges you, you forget how to fight. Deploy the fleet, Threll commanded, confidence returning. They may have survived, but they are still primitives playing at war. The Zarathi armada emerged, 10,000 warships, each one capable of glassing a planet. It had been millennia since they had faced true resistance. This would be a quick extermination, a footnote in their endless history. The battle lasted 17 minutes. Human ships moved through space like dancers, their movements dictated by quantum probability engines that calculated enemy fire before it was launched. Zarathi weapons, devastating against conventional matter, passed harmlessly through hulls protected by phased defensive fields. Meanwhile, human weaponry reached through dimensions the Zarathi didn't know existed, tearing their ships apart from the inside. But Chen wasn't here for a battle. She was here to deliver a message. Cease fire, she ordered, watching the Zarathi fleet scatter in confusion and terror. Hail their homeworld directly. The face that appeared on the screen was that of the Zarathi High Matriarch, an ancient being who had ruled for 20,000 years. Her compound eyes widened in genuine fear, an emotion she had never experienced. What are you? She whispered. We are the species you tried to erase, Chen said quietly. We are the consequence of your cruelty. We are proof that some things in this universe cannot be destroyed, only transformed. She gestured, and holographic projections filled the space between them, images of Earth before the attack, cities glittering in the night, oceans teeming with life, children playing in parks under blue skies. Then the attack itself, recorded by the fleeing colony ships, the orbital bombardment, the atmosphere burning, the oceans boiling. 8 billion voices silenced in a day. For 800,000 years we have carried this memory, Chen continued. Every child born, every generation that followed, we told them what you did. We showed them these images. We made them understand that we came from a beautiful world and you took it from us. The matriarch's voice trembled. What do you want? Tribute, territory. We can negotiate. We want you to understand what it means to be human, Chen interrupted. We could destroy you. Our technology is now beyond your comprehension. We could do to every Zarathi world what you did to Earth, and you couldn't stop us. She paused, letting the weight of that truth settle. But we won't, because that's not who we are. We didn't spend 800,000 years becoming monsters. We spent it becoming something better than what destroyed us. Chen leaned forward, her eyes hard as diamonds. You will dismantle your empire. You will free every species you've subjugated. You will dedicate your civilization to repairing the damage you've caused across the galaxies. And you will remember us, not as the victims you created, but as the species that had every reason to destroy you and chose mercy instead. And if we refuse? The matriarch asked, though her voice held no defiance. Then we won't need to destroy you. We'll simply leave and return in another 800,000 years to check on your progress. Because we learned something you never did. Patience is the ultimate weapon. We can wait longer than empires can stand. The transmission ended. Chen turned to her crew, seeing the mixture of emotions on their faces. Relief, disappointment, hope, uncertainty. Chart a course for New Terra, she ordered. It's time to go home. As the human fleet vanished into the quantum foam, leaving the Zarathi to contemplate their future, Chen allowed herself one final thought. Earth was gone, and the humans who had lived there were dust scattered across the cosmos. But the idea of Earth, the memory of that blue world and what it represented, had proven more powerful than any weapon. Humanity hadn't come back for revenge. They had come back to prove that even annihilation couldn't destroy hope, and that was the most human thing of all.